She doesn't come from a whole lot, but
Mm,
she has made her way. What she has made for herself
hmm.
and had to fight for it.
Yeah,
Fight for her education, fight for her position.
that's right.
And so, and I feel the same way. Everything that I have, I've had to, fight for.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Andrew Jacob Brown with Confound Productions. Welcome to another episode of Actors on After. And I got one of my actresses with me, someone who I'm really excited to talk with. Yes, you, Kelly Hutchings. Say hello.
Mm. Hello, everybody.
We're excited. I'm excited to get you on because you are in the same neck of the woods as me.
We
And
are.
what a blessing, because how I found you was amazing. Um, we'll get into talking about Talent Trek maybe a little bit, because I found you through Talent Trek, and but this was a role that was so hard for me to fill,
So
and a
why was
lot of
it so
it
hard for you to fill?
because it was it had a lot to do with, not to give story away, but it had a lot to do with a lot of the characters are related. And this character that you're playing, Sheila, has a daughter, and so I was trying to cast two characters, and they had to match, and it was just a pain because I found I found that some people had accents, and I was getting some good auditions, but man, it was just one of those things. I was just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then I was hunting through a Rolodex of actors and actresses through the Talent Trek. Actually, it was their list of actors, and then I saw you, and I was like, oh, who's this?
Oh.
And what was funny about it is I was on the phone with Tom Mulligan, who is playing Walter in the series,
Mhm.
and I'm like, man, because he's also uh,
With talent
represented
show.
by Talent. Yeah,
Mhm.
and so I remember I saw you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I found somebody. Hopefully she's got chops. So I
Mhm.
sent him a screenshot, and he's like, hey, okay. And then I looked out, and I found out you lived right here in Alabama, where I'm at, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. The Lord's
Sweet
shining
home
a light.
Alabama, where all the good people live.
Yeah. Um, but I just want to start out by asking you a little bit. Um, So, what got you into acting? And I think you, if I recall, you told me you started since you were real young. And
I was
if you
5.
could share, yeah, if you could share a little bit, I'd love that. Just how you got into it, how your career took off. Tell me a little bit about that.
Actually, my aunt, she was head of the theater department at the University of New Mexico,
Mm. Oh,
and
nice.
they were doing The Sound of Music, and they
Oh,
needed a little girl to play Gretel, and I did that,
wow.
and I was
How
hooked.
old were you? How
I
old were
was
you?
5.
5 years old? Oh
5.
man.
I was so cute.
Okay, keep going. Keep
So,
going.
and I just the bug hit me. I mean, it just bit me right then and there. I loved the applause, and I loved people coming up to me afterwards saying, "Oh,
Mm.
you're so cute." Just all the accolades that come with live theater, and
Mm.
loved it. Continued to do it, and then had the opportunity to do background on Serial Mom with Kathleen
Okay.
Turner, and
Okay.
did that, and
Wow.
thought it was fascinating. Just love, I'm kind of nosy, and so I just kind of go off. And I probably, after taking like film acting classes, what to do and what not to do on set, I
Sure.
broke like every rule that you're not supposed to do.
I love
But
it.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and I got to meet a lot of cool people, and found it just fascinating. And I love movies
Mhm.
anyway. I've always loved movies, and I had children, and not like I don't still, but they're just adults.
I
And
got
so I wasn't really able to follow that dream
right.
that I kind of started forming in my mind.
Yeah.
So after my last one, who's getting married in 3 weeks,
Hey,
um,
congrats. All
yeah,
right.
yeah, I'm so excited.
Okay.
But when she kind of left the nest, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a shot. And we put together a little reel. I did a couple of background things, did several things for free, and just to get the real material,
Yeah.
and just started plugging away from there, and got a speaking role in my first movie 3 years ago,
Okay.
and loved it, loved it. I was just like, "Oh,
Man.
this is so much fun. This is so cool." But it helped that I had the stage, the many years of stage acting, although it's a lot
Yeah.
different than film. But it just it
No,
it it
well,
was
hey,
just an
no,
evolution for me. Just an
you guys are the
evolution
true
from.
actors. You guys are the true
Yeah,
actors.
yeah. It
No,
and I
theater's
just
no
love
joke.
it. I love it. I
Yeah.
can't think of doing anything else.
So you didn't have family in it. You just kind of got bit
No.
by the bug at 5 years old. You got
Yes.
into theater acting, and you did that for a while. But then you took a break because you had to, right? Is what I'm getting out of what you're saying. Because if it had family, because you had
Well, I
kids.
I stayed doing theater. I've always
Oh,
done
okay.
theater. Always,
Yeah.
always, always. Even when I had little ones, I did theater.
Yeah.
But I had always wanted to try film. But I
Okay.
live in Alabama, and they're as much as I want to say we have a lot going on, we need more. And so there
I know
weren't
what
really
you
the
mean.
opportunities, and I just couldn't pick up and fly to LA or fly to New
Mhm.
York because I
Yeah.
had little ones. So I kind of put
Understand.
that on the back burner until they all left the house. And once they left once they were gone from the nest, then it's like, you know what? I know I'm older, and
Hey, don't knock
but
that. Don't
well,
knock that.
for you guys, it's a lot easier to get parts than it is for us. It really is. But be that
I
as it
don't know.
may,
I don't know.
I
I don't know. I
be
don't
that as it
know.
may, I've continually working, so
That
I'm blessed. I'm blessed by that. I try to stay with faith faith-based films, but
okay.
I've done a few just secular ones.
Sure.
But
So when you worked with Kathleen Turner, when was that exactly?
oh goodness gracious,
That's
when did
incredible.
Sarah Long come out?
I don't
92,
know. Okay,
90,
90s. Yeah,
91, 92, something like that. Yeah,
that's incredible.
yeah.
Okay. And so then you said 3 years ago though you got your first role.
I got my first speaking
Tell
role.
tell me
Yes.
how you landed that. I'd love to hear about that.
Well, okay, so I decided to make the leap of faith
Hmm.
and put together my reel, went ahead and got an Actors Access account,
Yep.
um, set up an IMDb page, and did
Yeah. Man, you
everything
went
that
all in.
well, I did. What if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it, right? And
That's
there's so
right.
much competition that if you don't have certain things, you're just
Hmm.
not gonna be found.
That's right.
um, Worked at getting an agent, and it takes a little bit before you get an agent. You have to have some material, but sometimes it's kind of a circular thing, and you
Yeah.
just have to kind of double dutch jump rope. Okay,
Yep.
so you're doing the double dutch jump rope,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're waiting to get in, and you're waiting to get in, and you're waiting to get in, and then you see that opening, and you jump in.
Hmm.
And so I got a few things, met a couple of people who said, "Yeah, hey, come be in my film." It's great. Got some
Wow.
real material, and then Talent Truck met them at a Tennessee film community gathering,
Hmm.
and they said, "Oh, you've already got an IMDb page." They looked at it. They said, "Yeah, we'd be happy to represent you." So
They're wonderful. They're
they
wonderful.
are super, super,
Yeah.
super sweet, sweet people. Just sweet people.
Yep.
And good hearts, good
Janelle
hearts.
and Charlotte. I met
Yes.
them. I met them this year, first time. I went to the Tennessee Film Mixer, which was another
Okay.
same deal that you were at, and I met them first time, and they were absolutely wonderful. They're just sweet,
Yeah.
and um, they
The
signed some people
hard
that day, actually.
they work hard. I tell you, they've
Yeah.
got they represent a lot of good actors, and,
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Yes, they do.
I'm proud to be with them. I was
You should
it was
be. They're
it was one
fantastic.
of my best days, when they of my life, really, when they said, "Hey, we'd like to represent you," and I was like, "Wow."
So what did you do after you got your first speaking role in a film 3 years ago, and then did you just
Just
start grabbing a few others? Did you
I
get
did.
commercials or?
Yeah, just did some commercials,
Oh wow,
got work in Atlanta, did some movies with SCAD out of Atlanta and Savannah.
man,
You know,
yeah,
it's fun doing student roles, or student films,
student
you
films,
know, not much pay, but you see some really, really good, talented behind the scenes people from SCAD.
yeah,
I
yeah,
tell you, a couple of them that I've done, I was just so impressed with the knowledge and the ideas, the fresh new ideas, and,
yeah.
it's fun to be a part of that.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, and I like helping people. People have helped me along the way, and, I like to turn around and try to do the same thing for people, so
See, just you being happy and I, I don't know what it is, but I I like your personality because you like to laugh.
I
I can tell
do.
you like
Oh,
to
I
have fun. You
giggle.
say some quirky things that make me laugh, and I'm like, I love it because it reminds me of me. I'm that way. I really am.
Yeah,
So we
quirky.
immediately vibed. I'm telling
We
you.
did, we did. I mean, when we first,
I'm
I
like,
think the
she's
first
funny.
first couple of sentences, we were both laughing, so,
That's what I love.
um,
Um,
laughter, there's not enough of it anymore,
oh
and
no, you got it.
if
You got to laugh.
and I don't take myself all that seriously anymore. I used to be like, "Oh, I've gotta have the right hairstyle, I gotta have the right makeup, I've got to right clothes,
Yeah, yeah.
and as you get older, you kinda like, "Why?"
See, you're doing it right now. That's making me laugh. That's what I love about you. Let me
Oh,
ask
goodness
you,
gracious. Me and my chipmunk cheeks. Y'all look at my chipmunk cheeks.
chipmunk cheeks.
Yeah, anyway.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so the character Sheila,
Yeah.
I found you and threw this at you, and you were like, "Yes," but I don't know. I did send you the scripts, the
Yes.
the episodes,
Mhm.
and I highlighted your episode, and I was just wondering. So I was going to ask you what. Tell us a little bit about your character and what you think of your take on Sheila.
Well, I think Sheila is actually a lot like me, where she's had some tough times in life and had to struggle through some things in life. Maybe has had some testing of her faith.
Mm.
Um, oh, how do I say these things without giving anything
Oh,
away?
that's okay. It's okay. I mean, you
but
can really relate, though. I can
but I
imagine.
can relate. She has a kind heart. I like to think that I have a very kind, giving heart.
Yeah,
That's one of the things. If I had to say that I really liked something about myself,
yeah.
um, it would be my heart and how caring and how giving I am. And
Mm,
I think Sheila's a lot like that. You will see that she is that way because
yeah,
she takes somebody in for a
yeah.
good long time, and
Hmm.
that's a long time that she's caring for somebody. She has a background, and I've been putting together her background,
Yeah.
but she has a background that she doesn't come from a whole lot, but
Mm,
she has made her way. What she has made for herself
hmm.
and had to fight for it.
Yeah,
Fight for her education, fight for her position,
that's right.
and so and I feel the same way. Everything that I have, I've had to, fight for.
Yeah,
And
I
same
love
with
that. I love that.
same with the acting. You got to go in there and you got to fight for it. If you
Yeah.
really want it, you have to put in the hours, you have to put in the work, and you have to fight. And so yeah, she is a
I,
kind of she's a Gemini. You know, there's two sides to her. There's
I love that.
the
You're
soft
gonna
well,
breaking out
well,
the
there's the
Gemini.
soft side, and I happen to be a Gemini, but there's the soft side, but there's the tough side, and
Yeah.
they coexist in this one person. And sometimes there's a turmoil within herself, her
Mm-hmm.
character,
Yeah.
and she sometimes she steps on it. You know, sometimes she says something that she means to be kind and helpful, but it comes out a little harsh. And that's kind of the way I see her playing things.
I love this. You know, because I'm not as I cast, I'm
Mm,
not easy to grab. Like I'm kind of tough, man. I when I know a person, when I know what I'm looking for, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
I look for that, and if you're not it, then you're not it. And I want to say that because just because I found you on Talent Trek, right?
Every time you say that, that just makes my heart pitter patter because I'm like, oh
I'm
my
being
gosh.
honest.
No, I know you are. I know
And
you
like
are.
when I find somebody, I hope I'm like, oh please. And it has not worked out for some people. They didn't
Yeah.
give me what I was looking for. And I was like, ah, that's not going to work. And it's hard because casting is so hard. And it's not about the people you know and love and friends because there's all of us are really connected. It's a short, small
Oh,
world in acting world.
yeah, this and I've discovered that
Yeah,
just in the 3 years that I run across people, that are like, oh my gosh, I know so and so, the six
yeah.
degrees of Kevin Bacon, whatever.
Yes, yeah, yeah, that's right.
But it's true, and you're
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, you know her, you know him. Oh yeah, I worked on so and so up in Tennessee or up in Kentucky. It's very small. It's
It
very
is, and a
small.
lot of people know each other, and
Yeah.
but I say all that to say, when I gave you the audition, I was like, well, nobody's really nailing this for me. Like
Oh,
it's tough because, like you said, and I'm gonna kind of go off of what some of the other guys I interviewed already said too. I asked them about their character, and they all said the same thing. It's a very complex character, and Sheila's one of those characters where it's like, hey, she's nice, she's sweet, she's trying to do what's right in God's eyes. At the same
mhm.
time, she's tough and she knows when to be
Well,
brutal and
she didn't
blunt.
take any guff off of anybody.
Yeah, yeah, but it's out of
Mhm.
love too.
Exactly,
And that
exactly.
was a hard sell. But when you gave me the audition and you nailed it, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
Aw.
So I want to say that it's
Well,
important. Yeah.
thank you, and it
Mhm.
is, when we were talking before, um, we said how much of a God thing all this is,
Absolutely.
and, the after series, you know, I've had the honor to be able to read through all of the episodes, and,
Yeah.
wow, it's powerful.
Thank you for
It's
doing that.
powerful.
So, since we're transitioning, going from talking about Sheila, the after series in general, like,
Mhm.
what are you excited about on this series? I mean, you've been on a part of a bunch of projects, so, but this
Oh,
is something
goodness.
different, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
One, I've never worked on a series before, so I'm
Me and
excited
you
about
both.
that. Oh, well,
I've wrote for series, but never,
uh, yeah,
never, never done.
it's so I think it's gonna be a little different, I think, in the way
Mhm.
we go about everything, but maybe not.
Yeah.
I'll find out soon.
Well, it's longer. That's
It's
what it is. It's,
longer, yeah, and
um, yeah.
well, I take that back. I have worked on a series where there's 2 episodes in it right now,
Oh,
and I'm in episode 2. It's called The Last Evangelist.
oh,
Um,
I know. I'm David Hebner.
yeah.
I know who he is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
see
yeah.
episode 2?
What's that?
Did you see episode 2?
No, no, I haven't. I haven't seen the Last Evangelist yet. In fact, I
Okay.
didn't even know it was out. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
Um,
episode 1 and episode 2. I don't even think he started filming episode 3 yet.
okay, it
So
was.
he's doing a little different. He's kind of making them like mini movies. It's not,
Oh,
it's been a year, I think, between when episode 1 and episode 2 were
oh, okay.
released.
Are they so? Are they movies, or is it like a series of movies, or is it a series?
It's a series. It's like a half hour, 45-minute
Oh, okay.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of his cast members who was in Piercing Wounds, one of my movies.
Oh, okay.
And so when I met her, she was doing also working as a police officer or something on his show.
Okay.
The
Okay.
Last
Redhead.
Evangelist.
The redhead.
No,
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank.
that's all right. I'm asking you and
It'll come to me.
blurt it out.
I've
Blurt it out, baby.
I've been
Just blurt it
talking.
out. We'll both know what you're talking about. And
Yeah,
everybody
but
else
David
got to
Hebner. I
keep
mean,
laying and just wonder.
Leora. Sorry, Leora is her name.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yep, she was sweet. She's in Chicago area, and she came out, and then I learned all about The Last Evangelist that she was in, and so but when she was doing it, the last I heard, it was like it wasn't out yet. Like I don't even think the first episode was out yet. That was a couple of years ago. So
yeah,
that's cool. He's still doing it.
It is cool.
Yeah.
So,
Right on. Good for you that you got into that.
It was fun.
Did you find him on Actors Access, or how'd you find him?
How did we
I'm always
find
curious.
it? I did find him on Actors Access, I think.
Nice.
And
That's awesome.
no, you know what?
Oh.
I don't remember.
No?
I think I found out about it and I contacted him and said, "Hey, I'd like a speaking role in this." And he was like, "All right, come on up to Kentucky."
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
No,
That's awesome.
it was it's something, hey, you got to go get what you want, right?
You said it. You said it.
So he did an audition when I got up to Kentucky, and no, Illinois. He's in the bottom part of Illinois, and or Indiana. It's one of those I states.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at.
And he wanted me to audition for a police officer role, and I guess I wasn't quite giving him what he wanted.
He gave it to Leora.
No, she had a big part. She had a big police.
Do you know Leora?
She wasn't there. No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
No, this was a Homeland Security type agent working in the office.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So but he liked my accent because I did my Scottish accent, and he was like, "I want you to be arrested," being one of the people arrested, and I got some great lines, really powerful, really. I mean, it was a powerful part, and I was really quite proud of it. So,
it was the accent.
I was like, "Aye, boy." Yeah.
I love that. I did an interview with Michael Euler, he's playing Rich in the After series.
Okay.
And I was just talking to him, and he was saying that he got to play an accent in the project he was in. I was like, "Oh, you do accents?" And then he put on an accent. And
yeah, it's fun.
But maybe that gets you ahead if you can do that.
If you can do it, yeah.
I nerd out on Try all the time, but I don't know if I could do a whole thing. A whole monologue with a.
Oh, I bet you could.
I mean, I've watched Braveheart over and over again, and I've tried to do the Sons of Scotland.
Sons of Scotland.
I am William Wallace. But I'm excited to get on set with you, and it's really going to be us connecting as characters through a lot of the shoots, because I mean most of it, like I said, most of it is Eli and Sheila, that whole episode, and so I'm excited. I'm so excited, especially for some of those campfire chess scenes, and how Sheila really gives it to Eli and brings it out of him, and I wrote that specifically for her. It's going to be great. I'm excited for that.
There's just no slaps in there. Come on.
We'll see. I may let you give me a red cheek. We'll see.
I don't want to hit you. No,
makeup.
Yeah. No, it is. It's going to be really good. It's going to be powerful. They're all powerful in their own ways, but each episode, and it's something that the world needs to see.
Thank you.
Up.
Yep, the message.
The message.
The message is important to me, and I think that's going to be good. I bring this up a lot, but the characters are kind of, a lot of them are going to go from dark to light, and
Yeah.
get to kind of see real life characters go through real life things, and a
Oh,
lot of people can relate to that.
definitely, definitely, because
And
people can change. I'm
yeah,
definitely looking forward to seeing the later episodes and seeing the people that I know are playing them, and to see how they bring it out. That's one of the most fascinating things to me, is to watch
yeah,
somebody or talk to, like, we
hmm,
haven't actually like met, but
yeah.
I feel very close to you, and I'm excited to see how Eli
Uh-huh.
forms from Andrew, or how
Yeah, I I agree with what you're saying strongly, because
it's just amazing.
isn't it magic when you
It
see other
magical.
characters? Because when you're offset, you're chatting, you're
Oh
talking,
yeah,
and
you're you're
and then
Andrew Kelly.
when they get on the character, it's like, man, and they're
Yeah,
looking at you the same way, and you're like, what are you talking about? But we are all really transforming
yeah,
into a
yeah,
character, and that's, I mean, that's acting. I know it's a no brainer, but I know what you're saying. That's exciting to me too.
yeah. It's
Especially,
just,
well,
it's
man, I'm getting all these.
fascinating. It's fascinating for me to see,
Yeah.
people change. Just
Yes.
all this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see how the series play. I know how they play
Mhm.
out, but
Yeah.
how they
I'm pumped.
play out.
How
Yeah.
they play
It's
out.
how they play out. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Well, let me ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
So if there was a character that you could play, not anything that's been created, but I mean a certain type of character that you
Mhm.
would love to play that you haven't had a chance to because nobody gave you an opportunity to,
Right.
what would that be? What
Okay.
kind of character?
I can answer this right
You have
off.
a dream role? Okay, cool.
I
Give it to
do.
me.
I do have a dream role. I'd love to be able to do this. Being, and I keep harping on being an older actor, but I am an older actor. Um, I would love to play a part where it's the lead, where at one point in my life I was a Hollywood star, had all the accolades, had all the people, had all the love, have all the money, and all the background that comes along with it, you know
Mhm.
but not have God.
Okay.
And because I'm older, I've fallen, away, Hollywood doesn't want me anymore, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And I've actually become homeless
Oh,
and living, a very sad, poor life, but still don't have God.
that is interesting.
And I wander into a church because I'm hungry, and find God, and how much better, and I rebuild my life with God in it.
That is a
And
very specific, and I
yeah,
like
I
it.
mean,
It's not a rags to riches, it's a riches to rags, but
to
rise again.
right, but showing what God's love can do for a sinner, and when I
Mhm.
say all
Yeah.
the Hollywood stuff,
Mhm.
whatever you can imagine that
Yep.
you hear about, this character has taken part in.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
um and showing how, the regret of not always having God in her life.
Oh, I
But
love what you're saying.
yeah, I mean, that is my dream role. But
Well, it's a good thing we're in a faith-based bubble right now. Somebody
uh,
might
somebody might write it for me.
somebody might say, "Hey, that's a great idea."
No, I mean, it just, and there's a lot of us older actresses that
Mm.
it's hard to get roles, and it really is. When you find a really
Yeah.
good actor, this is for anything, any kind of genre of film or TV. When you find somebody who's really good, you have to understand what they're actually physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually putting themselves through to
Yeah.
bring a character. But again,
Hey,
we do it because we enjoy that part of it too. So
right. It's so there's so many things that are just out of our control.
there are.
And
Oh,
when
I
it comes to
so
casting, right? Like
uh,
casting in general, so many people don't understand. Look, I haven't always been casting for my movies, and so it's like just in the last 2 or 3 years, I'm seeing things I never saw before. That
mhm.
on being on the other end as an actor, like there's so many elements to casting. And Tom, he's an older actor, right? Have you ever met?
Oh,
Did you meet him yet, Tom?
no, not personally, no,
Okay, yeah,
no.
and I'm sure you will because we're in the same neck of the woods,
Yeah,
and
I
so
mean,
we
you
will
said
meet.
he's in Hartselle, right?
No, no, that's Jason.
Oh, that's Jason. Okay.
Jason. So Tom is closer to Nashville, but he comes in town a lot. You know what? One of these times when
Let's
he
just all
comes
go to
in,
dinner.
we'll go out and eat or something.
Yeah,
Talk because I think you would really like him, and
he does not look like his age. Oh my heavens,
I
yes, Lord.
he doesn't.
Oh, he's a nice looking man. Oh, I will say that just
Yeah.
from admiration.
Well,
You go,
he would
Tom.
appreciate that. He would
You
so
go,
much.
Tom.
But he'll tell you. He's got so many great stories being in the industry for so long
Oh, I
about
can
casting
imagine.
and
Hmm.
how it just like your look, your accent, your your
I think,
height, your hair color,
yeah,
there's so many things you can't control
no,
from the time you get the C-mail audition or whatever, the time you turn it in to going into 100 different applicants to the top five going to the director, and the director saying I like this guy, and they're saying no I like this guy, and in
right.
the end you're like I had no chance. You feel like that.
No, you do, and then and sometimes you feel, it can bring you down.
That's where I
It's
was going.
it can really, and I've been there. There's times I've turned in, what I thought was an amazing audition, and everyone who I'd show it to is like, yeah, that's great. That's really, and you don't hear, crickets, chirp, chirp, chirp. You don't hear a thing, and you're like, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough to be
And
doing
you
this.
think it was you, and maybe it
I mean,
wasn't.
but you can't help but think it's you because it's you that sent it in. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes,
And you said something in the beginning. You said if you're going to do something, go all in.
yeah,
So I love that about you because even though you take the time, you set up your camera, you get the lighting, and you go in there and you put the voice, do your audition, do the 5 takes, and you send it in, and they go, no,
yeah.
and you're like, what? You know what I mean? You could get discouraged by that, but
Oh,
you have to
definitely.
do that. That's what we do.
Oh, yeah. That is, and there's a lot of actors and actresses out there, but there's also a lot who
There's a
do
lot.
it for, who drop out because they can't handle the rejection, and
That's
that's,
right.
that's the way I look at it is rejection, and I really shouldn't look at it that way either, but
Well,
because it's not rejection,
it's not all the
it's
time.
not all the time, and it's just you don't
Yeah.
fit the part. You're great, you did a great read, but you just
Hmm.
physically. But I get that because I have directed a couple of plays and
Okay.
had to cast it. Of course,
Yeah.
it's on a much smaller scale, but
It's still
it's
cat.
it's hard. It's not
Excuse me.
easy to get somebody who looks like what you want them to look like and can bring out the character like you need. So
Hmm.
I get it.
Absolutely.
I get it. And it's hard to turn people down. It's hard to, especially when you see somebody
It's
who's
because it's not
good.
personal. It's not.
No, it's not personal at all. At all.
No.
And that's just, and my husband, God bless him, he reminds me that all the time. He goes, Kelly, honey, it's not personal. It was a really good audition. It just you don't know. You don't
Yeah.
know.
I had this one time where, man, and I keep a lot of my auditions uploaded
Mm,
on my YouTubes just for me to look at. So when I go back, I can look at some. I got some good ones on there, and but there's some where just like you just said, you're like, oh man, I put in the work. I'm like, man, I love this audition. What do you think, honey? Yeah, this go. That was a good one. You got that character. I was
yeah,
even surprised they didn't give a call back. Nothing. Then
nothing.
I had one where it was like, I saw a role and I'm like, man, I'd love to do this, but I'm just so busy right now. I'm doing some producing. I don't know if I think it's during I was making a movie. I was like, you know what? Put the camera up, and I was just like one take. I had the whole lines memorized. One take, boom, shipped it. I
Yep.
was in the running. It was between me and one other guy. I almost got this villain role.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, and then they were like, we decided to go to the other guy, and I'm like, that's all right. And I was like, what happened? Like,
Yeah,
I
what
didn't even
happened?
care.
Okay, so
But
when
there
I
you
did
go.
the first movie role that I got, it was I got a dispatcher in this small little town, southern town in well, Mississippi. It's just a small little police station. I actually had auditioned to be the sheriff. I wanted to be the
Mm,
sheriff so bad, but I didn't get that part. So I saw another part. I said, "Yeah, I'll send in a request on Actors Access for that part." And they said, "Yeah, please do it." And I was like, whatever. My hair, son. Let me tell you, my hair was so high, and I mean, I had pencils all stuck in it, and I had on this blue makeup, and I was just, the caricature Southern accent. Guess who got the part? I was like, there is no freaking way I'm going to get this part. I'm making a mockery of it. I am making a mockery of it. I'm not meaning to make a mockery of
yeah.
it, but it really. And a couple of days later, they were like, "We want to." I was like, "No, okay, maybe
You're like, I guess
again,
I'm getting paid for this.
again, again, you can't take yourself too seriously
Yeah,
though,
yeah, yeah.
or it'll eat you up." What
I have
else?
a couple questions left. These are easy ones. Well, maybe, depending. So, one of them is what is your favorite movie that you can watch anytime when it comes on? So, it could either be your favorite movie or it could be a favorite movie that you can just watch over and over.
Oh, there's several.
I
Gone
know.
with the Wind. Gone with the Wind is one of them. It's
Okay.
it's just iconic. I love Scarlett. Just love her. Tombstone is another one. I
Oh,
love freaking Tombstone.
I will applaud you for that because that's a good one.
Yes, it's so good. There's so many. Oh,
I
Val
like
Kilmer
Tombstone.
has so many good. Oh my gosh, I
That's
could.
that's the role. Isn't that funny? Because I mean, you got Wyatt Earp and all that, but it's all about him.
Oh my
That's the
gosh,
character that people love.
Doc
Is
Holliday.
Doc Holliday.
And there's been several films, and there was another one that came out around that time. I can't remember the name of it, but two's nah, it's
Did you watch
so good.
Val, the documentary?
Yes,
Did you hear what he said about that part
I don't
where he was
remember.
playing the dying scene in Doc Holliday, where he was sick
Yeah,
and he was laying in bed?
yes,
He said I purposely wanted to feel what he was feeling, so he laid on a bed of ice for that scene
that's right.
to be
Yes,
in agony. Because I
yes,
mean that's cold, right? So
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that was amazing. Just
And,
to
and see, people don't realize what
like
act. Several actor. I mean, just about every actor can say, "Hey, I've done something,
crazy.
so crazy." But
Yeah, put
to
on
get
weight,
the
lose weight, whatever.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, but anyway, yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, I
Gone
the
with the Wind and
Gone with the
Tombstone.
Wind and Tombstone. I know two.
Hey, it's okay. I got all sorts of answers on that one, so
Yeah.
you're
Well,
okay.
and four, five, and six is Star Wars. I love too.
Ah,
That's my geeky part
I
of
think
me.
that goes without saying. Everybody loves Star Wars, but
Yeah,
that's up there, huh?
I like them. Yeah, yeah.
They're classic. I
They're
love them.
classic.
I
I
love
like
them
the
too.
classics. I like the but you know what I also like?
What do you like? Do I need to edit it out? No, I'm kidding. Tell me.
No,
Okay.
Zoolander.
Oh, Zoolander.
Oh,
Don't be
it's
mad because I'm really, really, really ridiculously good looking.
oh my gosh. It's so crazily stupid. It's brainless. You just
We
sit
still
there,
love
you
that.
just laugh.
Yep.
And
See, you like to laugh. Is what I love about
see,
you.
yeah, so I like to laugh. So
All right, I got one more question for you,
okay,
and this is a fun one.
okay.
If you could act in a scene on
Mhm.
After Series with any Hollywood actor or actress, who would it be? And they have to be alive today.
Killian Murphy
Okay, that
from
was
Peaky
quick.
Blinders. Yeah.
All right. All
Well,
right.
I just
Okay.
yeah, I like Killian.
You do
I
a
really do.
scene. All right.
I
Wow,
think
that
we
was quick. You just banged it out.
well,
No, it's
he
okay.
he's amazing to me. He's just amazing. So,
Awesome. Okay. Well,
yeah.
then, before we go, is there anything that you'd like to say or add or anything before we check out?
Just keep dreaming and reaching for your dreams and follow what God has in plan for you. He knows what you want. He knows what you want to do. He knows what your heart is.
Yeah.
And when those two coincide, great things happen. And getting, I'm gonna start crying.
All right.
Get
Take your time.
getting a part with you all on this after series is truly just me praying a whole lot about my direction and wanting to even saying I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just not getting roles that fit me.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you call, and it's like, okay, Lord, sorry, I was trying to go off the path you have me on. So
And you saying that I mean, you guys are all blessing to me too, believe it or not. I know I'm on the end of hiring, but I'm telling you right now, I this can't be done without the right people.
well,
And
and
so
I think
God brought you to me as well as me to you. I just want you to know that.
well, thank you. And to say to people out there, when this series gets finished, you have to understand that in every instance with everybody, it is a God thing. God has brought us all together, however, in different paths, different ways. But it's going to be amazing.
Mm. Thank you so much.
Mwah.
Okay. I need to take a deep breath too. All right. You can see a full grown man cry on the show.
Sorry.
No,
I
that's
go
all
from
right.
laughing to crying in
I
zero
know.
point
See,
0.3
us
seconds.
actors, we're so emotional as artists. All
Oh,
right. Well, that's it.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for watching Actors on After. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And until I see you all in the next video, thank you so much. And God bless you guys.
Mwah. God bless.